Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American-owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
Visit OnFireTV.com for live top stories, breaking news, and original shows.
Welcome back. You made Diamond K in here, of course. The Diamond K Show on fire-tv.com. On fire-tv.com. And if you want to join me on the show live, you can also go to our Instagram page at the Diamond K Show on Instagram. So it was a big night for Joe Biden. Big night for Donald Trump as the two dominated their Super Tuesday races. I think that the stage is set for the rematch. The rematch that nobody wants. The rematch that nobody wants is going to happen if everything goes the way that it seems to be heading. It seems like we're going to get Donald Trump versus Joe Biden once again. Now, as I said, nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants this matchup, but Super Tuesday, which happened yesterday, is how we got here. No surprise. Some things that we're going to talk about today. Of course, Nikki Haley dropping out of the race, suspending her campaign, which is essentially over. Donald Trump is the final remaining rival in this this race. Is that what you want to call it? Do we want to call it a race? Is that what it was? She congratulated Trump. She did not endorse Donald Trump, though. She did not endorse him, at least not yet. I think that further down the line, she's probably going to endorse him, talking about Nikki Haley. So she makes this announcement. And she does, some song and dance. She says that Trump's going to have to win over the people that voted for her. He's going to need to win them over, is what she said. Essentially, she's not telling them, asking them to vote for him because, she said a lot of stuff about him. How is she just going to endorse him like that? Now, politicians do it all the time. Politicians talk a whole lot of trash about an opponent and then turn around and endorse them. This happens. Haley definitely not ready to do that. She's not ready to endorse Donald Trump just yet. I do think that is on the way, though. So, as I said, Donald Trump, President Biden are preparing for a rematch. So we talk about these two seniors coming out again. Now, after last night's showing, they feeling themselves. They are feeling themselves because they dominated. They dominated the Super Tuesday races. What are the Super Tuesday races? These it's an election day for the primary where you have a whole bunch of states that are voting. All right. It was little drama last night. Very little drama. The only close race was in Vermont, where Nikki Haley got her only win of the day in Vermont. Joe Biden was handed his first primary defeat also yesterday in the U.S. territory of the American Samoa. Oh, yeah. That was, like I said, it was uneventful to say the least. There were some other key races. Adam Schiff will face the Republican Steve Garvey in California's Senate race. That was a big fight there, highly contested. And those folks, the Democrats, they pulled out all stops. Adam Schiff got the race that he wanted. He wanted to face this Republican. He was actually promoting the Republican because that's how much he wanted to face him. Interesting. In North Carolina, Republican Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson and the Democratic Attorney General Josh Stein will compete in the governor's race in North Kakalaki. So this guy, Mark Robinson, is very interesting. Very, very kind of like Coco, right? He talks crazy. Democrats are reptiles, that whole thing. He wants to ban abortion, said that Hitler wasn't that bad. The Holocaust didn't happen. Stuff like the MLK was a communist, and the civil rights movement wasn't all that. This is what this guy in North Carolina, the Republican lieutenant governor, of course, he is endorsed by Donald Trump. Of course, Donald Trump is feeling so we've seen this before, where you have a very extreme candidate for the Republicans come out and just talk crazy. Talking crazy. Also in Arizona, Democrats look to drive up the turnout in this area. Kirsten Sinema, she is out of there because she knows she was going to lose. So she's out of there. She is bowing out, thankfully. Of course, she's going to get some job as a lobbyist on the board of some company. You know what I mean? She's been what they call a dino. She's been a Democratic name only, but I think she's really a secret Republican. But she is out over there. She's not going to run. So she switched from Democrat to independent. But in Arizona, it is something that we are going to pay attention to. We are going to watch closely. Mitch McConnell defends Trump endorsement despite blaming him for the January 6th insurrection. I mean, Mitch McConnell is one of the slimiest, grimiest, greasiest politicians that we have seen in our lifetime. The Senate Minority Leader defended the fact that he's endorsing Donald Trump, even though Trump's has attacked him, attacked his wife. But as you see, no shame, no honor, no sense of nothing. But are you surprised? Are you surprised from Mitch McConnell? No. I think that after all these years, I mean, he's so old. We definitely know who he is at this point. He has like Ted Cruz. He has no sense of honor, no sense of duty, no pride, nothing. You can talk about this man's wife. He is not going to care. Mitch McConnell, of course, endorsing Donald Trump. I can't even think of an equivalent. But there's a couple of Republicans who do the same thing. Of course, Lindsey Graham, another groveling, sniveling, slimy worm who endorses Trump. And Trump would not spit on these people if they were on fire. Would not. He would not spit on them if they were on fire. That's how he looks at them. But as I said, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell endorsing Trump. Not only is he endorsing Trump, he is trying to defend the move. Just don't endorse anybody. He's getting ready to retire anyway. I don't know. But Trump is the presumptive GOP nominee. And here's what Mitch McConnell said. He said that February 25th, 2021, shortly after the attack on the Capitol, I was asked a similar question, and I said I would support the nominee for president, even if it were the former president. That is what he told CNN. Now, Trump, if you remember, has not participated in any of the GOP primary debates, said that he did want to debate Biden in the general election. So we're probably going to see a debate for that. Trump is actually trying to call for a debate. He feels that there should be a debate. So we talked about Nikki Haley. She has suspended her campaign. She says that she's still going to use her voice, though. So I think we're still going to hear from her. But former President Trump calling for debates with Joe Biden. He said this today. Now, Trump says that it is important for the good of our country that Joe Biden and I debate issues that are so vital to America and the American people, Trump said. Therefore, I am calling for debates anytime, anywhere, any place. This is like pro wrestling. These debates can be run by the corrupt DNC or the Commission on Presidential Debates. I look forward to receiving a response. Thank you for your attention on this matter. Trump posted on his social network. I'm sure that they are going to debate at some point in time. I'm sure that they're going to debate, and that's going to be boring. It's going to be boring. In Arizona, Joe Biden has a problem, and this is a place where he cannot afford any issues. But the voters in a couple of places there, many of these counties, Tucson, Pima County, Arizona, there's a lot of Democratic voters there. But many of those voters are uncertain about the president's age. They're still harping on the fact that he is old. Now, Trump is old as well, but I guess it comes off different for some. People also concerned about the administration's handling of the Israel war, and it is I don't know. It is something to think about. You have other places in Michigan with a heavy Muslim population, which are questioning the administration's propping up of Israel and just how this is being handled. So I don't know. I don't know what effect this particular conflict is going to have in the American election in November. But if the election was right now, the general election was right now, I think that it would play a bigger part. But we're going to see. Maybe by November that is going to be over, and many folks are going to be thinking other thoughts about it. As far as Biden, as far as Trump, their ages are the ages. No, we can't change their ages. They're older. They're senior citizens. They're both old, and they're not the candidates that most people want. Is that fair to say? All right. So with that aside, you still got to make a choice. To me, the choice is simple. The choice is clear. The choice is plain. If you are concerned about this country, right? You're concerned about this country. You got two options. You have Trump and you have Biden. We've already have a track record for Trump. We already have a track record for Biden. Both of them have been in the public eye for many, many years. We know who they are for the most part. Trump is a narcissist. Trump is transactional. Trump only cares about Trump. Now, if you talk about a business, right? You talk about running a business. I don't even think you would vote for Trump. Trump does terrible business. Look at the litany of folks who don't get paid. Look at just how he runs his businesses. Look at the things that he's in court for. All right. Now, then you have Joe Biden. Now, let me say this. Both of these guys are old. Both of these guys are going to be relying heavily on the team around them to do the work. So now we got to look at the team because both guys are old. Trump is stumbling and stuttering. Biden is stumbling and stuttering. They're both old. They may not even make it through 4 years. So now we got to look at the team that's around them. Who has a better team around them? The teams that are around, because folks that like Trump, right? Trump's not going to be making the decisions. For the most part, he's going to be playing golf, eating cheeseburgers, and talking smack, and making money and stealing money. So he's going to be relying on his team. Biden is going to be eating ice cream, slow walking, shuffling around, stumbling through speeches, and he's going to be relying on his team. So when we talk about the team that is around Trump and the team that is around Biden, the choice is clear and the choice is obvious. If you vote for Trump, well, I don't know. If you vote for Trump, it's just because, you're entertained by Trump. But I don't know. VP Harris obviously is in the wings for Joe Biden. We don't know who the pick is for Trump. But I will say who it's not going to be. It's not going to be Mike Pence. We do know that. It is not going to be Mike Pence. Ty, what are you talking about? Okay. Ty says that Kamala Harris is in the White House playing sexy red. Okay. If she was playing sexy red, which I don't think she was, but if she was playing sexy red, I like sexy red. Okay. So that ain't a bad thing. It's a good thing. Sexy red is hot. All right. So, we got that. We got the election. This election, super important. Folks need to participate in the election. Folks need to participate. And here in Maryland, our primary is in May. Okay. Ty said she's going to send me the link. Okay. Send me the link. You know how to get stuff to me. So send me the link. The White House has implied that Biden does not want Trump to receive classified briefings as the presumptive GOP nominee. And I don't think that that's a bad idea. I wouldn't want to give him any classified briefings either. You give him classified briefings and you do them by the toilet because he keeps his stuff in the bathroom. So they have made this, I don't know, suggestion. I don't know what's going to happen there. But Biden says that he does not want former President Trump to receive the classified intelligence. And that is what would happen under normal circumstances. Biden says that I think the president's words stand today. The White House press secretary said, and she says, I don't think his mind has changed on that. So that is interesting. That is interesting. But not a surprise. It's not a surprise when we consider some of the charges that Trump has. You talk about traditions. This is a tradition. But as far as Trump goes, traditions be damned. He don't care about traditions. He don't care about nothing. Has anybody seen his wife, by the way? Has anybody seen his wife, Melania? Would Melania have made it over the border? Did ICE round up Melania? Nobody's seen her. I don't know where she is. But in the tradition for past presidents have been allowed to request and receive intelligence briefings. Now, in 2021, Biden said he didn't believe that Trump should receive the briefings due to his erratic behavior unrelated to the insurrection. And it seems that he has not changed his mind on that. He says he's not feeling it. He's not feeling it. The press secretary said she didn't have anything to add to it, and says that the president was very clear about how he felt, and that I would say that those comments certainly do stand today. Very, very interesting. And someone here on Instagram says that Trump will definitely be president again. You want to place a bet on that? Let's make a bet. Let's make a bet on that. DM me so we can get this bet going. Here's the thing. Politics is a game of addition. All Trump does is subtract. There are less people rocking with Trump in 2024 than there were in 2020. And he lost that election. Now, all you folks that like Trump, I hear you. You like Trump. And you can say it really loud. I really, really like Trump. And you could buy the sneakers and you could do all that kind of stuff, right? But it's not more of you. You're not making more people. It's just the people that like him are talking loud. And they're on the comment section. They're on YouTube. And they email me and DM me. But here's the thing. There are more people who are disenchanted with Trump. Now, Joe Biden by no means was my pick. If you go back to 2019, when the Democrats were trying to figure out who was going to be their candidate, I did not want Joe Biden. I don't like Joe Biden, but he's better for the country than Trump. He's better for the country than Trump. Trump gets in office. If I lose this bet, with the Instagram follower, if I lose this bet and Trump gets in office, he's not going to leave. Democracy as we know is going to be over. Democracy as we know it is going to be over if Trump gets in office. Right? You hear him, right? You see him whenever he walks his diaper wearing butt up and down the stage. You hear the stuff that he's saying. He confuses Biden with Obama. He confuses Nancy Pelosi with Nikki Haley. He confuses up from down, right? He does a lot of things. He says a lot of things. He is big up in Putin and other dictators around the world. You also should judge the person by who their friends are. And when you see who Trump's quote unquote friends are, when you see who he's rocking with, when you see who he invites to his Christmas party, that's a big sign of this guy. Now, politics and who is in charge of our government, super important. Super important. It says, well, Kanye West did. Okay. Yeah, definitely not Kanye West. Definitely not Kanye West. My goodness. Kanye West is an amazing producer and a legendary artist, but he does not have the good sense he was born with. Kanye West does not have the good sense that he was born with. Supreme Court is set the April 25th argument date in Trump's immunity case. That is something that I don't know. We talk about Trump again. He stacked the Supreme Court. He stacked the Supreme Court with the help of Mitch McConnell. And what's so interesting about this is that you want to talk about immunity. You want to talk about conflicts of interest in Georgia. You have the case with Fani Willis. They're in Georgia trying to see if the prosecutor who brought the charges against Trump. Now, we saw what he did. We heard what he did. But they're trying to act like the prosecutor some kind of way is on trial. Now, I think that this case is going to go. I don't think she's going to be removed from the case. But if you talk about a conflict of interest because Fani Willis had a relationship with one of the prosecutors, right? She didn't have a relationship with the defendant, because that would be a conflict of interest. If she's a prosecutor and she was, smashing the defense attorney, okay, that's a conflict right there. But she was smashing somebody who is on the same side as her. There's no conflict there. What does she gain by there was no conflict there. But let's just say we'll wait for the judge to make his decision. But you want to talk about a conflict of interest. The fact that Donald Trump has a case before a judge that he appointed, that is a conflict of interest. But ain't nobody talking about that. Why no one's talking about that? That would be a conflict of interest. Me being judged by someone who I appointed. These Supreme Court justices that are going to make the argument in this immunity case on April 25th, the three of them that he appointed should recuse themselves. That's a conflict. That's a conflict of interest. But for some reason, America allows this orange dude just to get away with everything. Get away with everything. He has the scales tipped in his favor. He's got the referee in his pocket. They're having the game in his home arena, right? Every possible thing or advantage that can be had, Donald Trump has it. And he's still going to lose. He is still going to lose because in the end, it's just not going to work out because it's basic math. You got white women in the suburbs who are not rocking with him. White women in the suburbs who are really, really big on the abortion issue. They're not going to be voting for him. You MAGA folks can wear those dumb looking sneakers. You can wear them. You can walk around with a t-shirt with the Donald Trump, mugshot on it. You can do all that, all you want. You can wave the dumb flags. You can wear the stupid sticker on your hat. You can do all that you want to do, but it's still not going to make white women in the suburbs that are disenchanted, who probably voted for him in 2020. It's not going to make them vote for him again. There's too many, those folks that voted for Nikki Haley, 40% of them are not going to vote for Trump. 40% of those Republicans who voted for Nikki Haley are not going to vote for Donald Trump. The math ain't mathing. Math ain't mathing. So yes, definitely inbox me. We're gonna take this bet. We're gonna take this bet on this election. But anyway, the math ain't mathing. And I'm telling you, y'all gonna be crying. Y'all gonna be so, the election was stolen. Y'all gonna be crying. It is gonna be super, super funny. It's gonna be super, super funny. But at the end of the day, Joe Biden is not my favorite pick, but I pick him over Trump. I'm just saying, I pick him over Trump. Now, who would have a better party at their house? Probably Donald Trump would. Probably. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this country. And the Supreme Court, as I said, is going to be hearing arguments on April 25th in this blockbuster case dealing with whether or not former President Trump can claim immunity from prosecution in the federal election subversion case. It never ceases to amaze me some of the things that he comes up with. It never ceases to amaze me. The court previously said that it would hear arguments in the case the week of April the 22nd. Today, it announced that it would hear the case during a rare Thursday session. So we're definitely going to be looking for that. The timing of the case has definitely drawn some scrutiny, as it could help determine whether or not Trump faces trial over his efforts to overturn the 2020 election before this 2024 election. Understand this. Republicans are so slow. Now, here's the thing. If y'all pick somebody else other than Trump, other than someone who tried to overturn the election, tried to end the democracy that we've had, if y'all pick somebody other than that and they were running against Joe Biden, oh, y'all would have a chance. You'd have a chance. But y'all, Republicans, due to fear, stupidity, or just ignorance to politics, or just going with, going against the grain, have allowed yourselves to put forth a candidate for the third time who is super flawed. He has all these cases against him, right? And he's probably not going to go to jail. But there's some people that are not going to vote for him. Why would you put this guy up? Why would you put Trump up? It doesn't make sense. It's like an athlete. It's like a football player that has all these injuries, but you're starting him and you understand that he's got a reconstructed knee, his ankle's bad. He's got all these things working against him, and you still want to start him. Fine. That's what you're going to do. Okay. And yeah, we have a veteran. We got a veteran quarterback who, not as good as he was in his prime. His arm's not that good. His eyesight's not that good, and his line's not that good. But that's the matchup that we're having in November. Two flawed athletes, two flawed candidates. Somebody else Ty wants to take the bet too. Okay, fine, take the bet. Ty, I'll definitely take a bet with you. So Jack Smith, special counsel. It shouldn't even been no special counsel. Democrats are weak. Let me say that. Democrats are weak. The Republicans are slimy. Democrats are slimy, but Republicans are slimier. Republicans are slimier. Ravens did it with Odell Beckham Jr. Absolutely. But here's the thing about Odell Beckham Jr. He didn't play every down. They was rotating him in and out. Right? He wasn't playing every down because they already knew. They already knew the limitations. And I don't think he's coming back next year. I wouldn't pay him $15 million next year. Special counsel Jack Smith, who brought the criminal charges, has sought to speed up the proceedings over Trump's immunity claim so he can bring the matter to trial as quickly as possible. Let's go, Jack. Let's make this happen. Let's make this happen because I am tired of Donald Trump out here running his mouth. That's what he does. He runs his mouth all day, running his mouth. Let's see what happens when this trial starts. Let's see what happens when this trial starts. And he's gonna be crying. He's gonna be crying out in front of court and all that kind of stuff that he normally does. And we're gonna see how that goes. But folks around the world have got to be looking at American politics like, what is going on? Like, they're looking like, what is going on with America? Who knows? Minnesota Rep. Dean Phillips has ended his presidential campaign. Oh my God. Many of y'all didn't even know he was running. Dean Phillips has also endorsed Joe Biden. Like I said, the rematch is just about set. Minnesota Rep. Dean Phillips has ended his long shot primary challenge to Joe Biden. Thankfully, the Democrat announced his decision in a post on X. He endorsed Joe Biden, saying that it is clear that Joe Biden is our candidate and our opportunity to demonstrate what type of country America is and intends to be. He thanked his supporters and urged them to do everything that they can to help keep a man of decency and integrity in the White House, and that is Joe Biden, Dean Phillips said. That is how you do an endorsement. Nikki Haley did not do that. Donald Trump is so different from traditional candidates. Now, that in itself is not bad. But here's the thing. Trump has put America on notice. He's already said his second term would be even more disruptive, even more turbulent than his first term was. He's already put it out there. The new presumptive Republican nominee booked his place in the general election. The rematch is set with Joe Biden. The match nobody wants. But Nikki Haley has conceded. She has suspended her campaign as of today. Dean Phillips, who was the Democratic long shot, he has ended his campaign. And here we go. Now, as I said, Trump is very different from a traditional candidate because he's not campaigning as a fresh new voice. He's not trying to put optimism for the future or coming with all these policy ideas. I don't think he knows any policy at all. He's not trying to bring the nation together. He is portraying America as a failed state, overwhelmed by lawlessness. Like he's talking like urban blight, and we're slipping towards World War III, and he is doing the whole playbook of a dictator. He's promising to flush out the enemies from within, vowing revenge on his political foes. He's posing as the strong man. He's also conflating his own personal political interest and conflating them with that of the country. He's trying to act like his personal beef is something that is the same as the interest of this nation. Not true. Not true at all. So we're going to see. Is Nikki Haley the past or the future of the Republican Party? I don't know. Her bet is if something happens to Trump, if he goes to jail or if he, keels over and passes away, she wants to be able to step in there. That's why she stayed in this race so long. Is her brand of politics the past or the future of the Republican Party? I think it's both. Because eventually Trump will fade from the scene. Eventually. And there's going to be some kind of wannabe perpetrator, clone that's going to try to step in his place. But I think at the end of the day, they're going to kind of go back to the tried and true. When Trump leaves the scene, you have all these people that are voting for him that were not connected to politics before, that are just going to become disinterested again. They're not going to vote for anybody. He's going to stay on the sides complaining. And when that happens, when Trump fades from the scene, Nikki Haley's ideology, which is the traditional Republican stuff, that's going to come back to the forefront. That is my prediction. So it is very interesting. Congressional Republicans are setting aside past concerns over Trump and are rallying behind him as the nominee. They are falling in line. They are scared and they are shook. Some congressional Republicans are just doing what is expected after his dominant Super Tuesday showing that led to his last primary challenger dropping out. We talk about Nikki Haley. She's out of there. She's gone. And the GOP whip in the Senate, John Thune, who has been vocal in the past about his concerns over how Trump will do with suburban voters. I agree. It's going to be a problem in the suburbs. But he believes that the Republican ticket will deliver a unified message. Okay, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. I don't know how unified the Republicans are, but both parties are going to need unity in order to have any type of victory. Any type of victory. This is a very, very interesting race that is going to happen. The Trump campaign is fundraising off of Haley's exit from the race. On paper, Nikki Haley would be a good pick for Trump for VP. It's not going to happen though, because these two do not like each other. But that's never stopped anybody before. A lot of times, candidates merge even though they don't like each other because somebody's bringing something to the table. But that's not what's going to happen here. These two do not rock with each other, and it does not make any sense for them to connect. So it's not going to be Nikki Haley. I don't know who it's going to be. It's probably going to be one of those other people that suspended their campaigns, Ramaswamy. You know what I mean? It's not going to be Santos. Yeah, that I know. It's not going to be him. But we're going to see who it's going to be. It's going to be pretty interesting. Looking forward to it. But here's the thing. Whoever you vote for, hopefully it's Biden, but whoever you vote for, you need to participate. Here in Maryland, we're having a mayor's race, which folks have got. You got to participate. These local elections are the ones that you really got to pay attention to. These local elections are the things that control what happens in your city, in your town. Here in Baltimore has been a case that we've been following, and a jury has reached a verdict in the trial of a man charged in the killing of a Baltimore police officer. And if you've been in downtown Baltimore in any time in the last, week and a half, you have seen the heavy presence of the local news. You've seen some the police. Knox, guy's name, was charged with killing Justin Johnson and police officer Kiana Holly in the early morning hours of December 16th back in 2021. Both victims were shot multiple times, about 90 minutes apart. Holly was shot while in her patrol car on Pennington Avenue in Curtis Bay. Johnson was shot 6 times in his back while sitting in his car in Yale Heights. So today, jurors found Knox guilty on 8 of 9 counts. 8 of 9 counts, including both counts of first-degree murder and both counts of conspiracy. So this case, if you remember, this was a real sad situation here. Of course, any loss of life is going to be a sad thing. And that is what happened. The lone not guilty verdict was use of a firearm in commission of a crime of violence in Holly's fatal shooting. It's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. The Baltimore Police Commissioner Richard Worley released a statement shortly after the verdict was released, and it said, "Today, justice was served. I want to thank the men and women of the jury and our judicial system for finding Mr. Knox guilty of first-degree murder. He committed a senseless and heinous act against a Baltimore Police Department officer, and it is my hope that this verdict brings a sense of closure and peace to Officer Kiana Holly's family, friends, co-workers, and loved ones." So that is that. Sentencing obviously is forthcoming. Baltimore City State's Attorney Ivan Bates released a statement as well. And it said in part that the city of Baltimore and the women and men of the Baltimore Police Department have waited a long time for this verdict. The heartless murders of Officer Kiana Holly and Justin Johnson shook Baltimore to its core. I thank the jury for their service, the Baltimore Police Department detectives for their tireless working investigating these cases, and Assistant State's Attorney Kurt for the many hours and late nights he continues to put in to deliver justice on behalf of the victims, their loved ones, and the community. So prosecutors said that security camera video, cell phone, and DNA evidence put Knox and co-defendant Trayvon Shaw in the areas of the shooting. Another jury convicted Shaw in Johnson's killing. So that's that definitely has been a sad story there. Prosecutor argued that the pair wasn't done yet. They had more things in store. Johnson allegedly owed a $100 debt to Shaw. $100 debt. Yeah, I hate stories like this. Now, the co-conspirators, the executioners team, they said they executed Justin Johnson in his car. They both shot from different angles to make sure that he was dead. According to the reports, the defense attorney argued that her client did not shoot anyone and that Shaw committed the murders. But Knox has claimed that he acted as an accessory after the fact and did what Shaw asked him to do by hiding the guns. But that's not the way the jury saw it. That is not the way the jury saw it, and the jury has reached a verdict in this case. I thought that this was going to be what they got to. I thought that this was going to be what they got to. So we're going to be talking about this. Obviously, sentencing will be coming up sometime in the near future. Of course, I will be back here tomorrow, the Diamond K Show, and we'll be here at a separate time, different time from normal. We'll be here at 8:30 tomorrow, ahead of President Biden's State of the Union address. So we're going to watch the State of the Union. You'll be able to watch that here with me. I'll be sitting here watching it with y'all. And then we're going to hear the Republican response. And then we're going to talk about the address after that. So we're going to have a long day tomorrow. Coverage is going to start at 8:30, immediately following the Swap Radio Show. So Swap Radio Show is going to be at 7. And then following that, we're going to go into a pre-show about the president's State of the Union. I'm interested to see what he has to say. President Biden going and preparing for the November rematch. The rematch nobody wants to see, but we're going to get it anyway. And that, of course, is going to be Joe Biden versus Donald Trump for the the presidency of the United States of America. If it was a fight, who would win? I don't even know who would win in the fight between these two. I don't know. Y'all may try to say Trump, but I don't know. It's not so fast. Did any of y'all see Trump versus Vince McMahon in the WWE? Did y'all see that? Trump can't even throw a punch right. I'm just saying. He can't even throw a punch right. All right. So I will be back here tomorrow. And as I said, 7 p.m. for Swap Radio, 8:30 for the State of the Union pre-show. Then we're going to watch the State of the Union, and then we're going to talk about it afterwards. So we'll be back here on fire-tv.com, on YouTube, DJ Diamond K. Of course, on all social media, I am at the Diamond K Show. And you need to get in touch with me. Very easy to do that. DJ Diamond K at gmail.com. DJ Diamond K at gmail.com. So with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a big day. Tomorrow's going to be a big day.